Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first official Allied Rivals NFL honors celebration for the 2021-2022 NFL season, meaning we don't really know which year we're celebrating, but Rivals. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the one and only Allied Rivals podcast. My name is AJ Herschel. Right over there is Cade Bauer, my man. We are back. We've just done a whole bunch of stuff for the entire NFL playoffs, including our last video, which was our Super Bowl predictions. You're going to want to check that out. Link is in the description, but you want to do that after you watch this video because why did you click on it otherwise? Cade, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Yeah, it's basketball season's moving along. We're actually getting pretty close. I think we got less than 2 weeks, so That's kind of fun. But yeah, it's just been good. And if you check the title of this thing, it's possible we have a special guest today.
Yeah, which is crazy. We're like moving on up. This is 2 special guests in the length of a week. This is exciting, man.
Yep. And then, of course, I'm also pumped because, as Keisha Heffron said, 200 subs.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, yeah, I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Well, Keisha Heffron's already in the chat wondering who the special guest is. Ice Cream Queen's also in the chat saying, go Allied Rivals. Thank you so much, you guys, for checking out the chat, of course. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have another guest on, and he's a great friend of the channel and a fine man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only fantasy football legend, Judahbuddha. Welcome to the
show. Guys. Well, how you guys doing? I thought that as a part producer of the show, I felt the responsibility for me to I don't really do much for the show, and so I thought I would provide. We have a new sponsorship, and so this episode is brought to you by Diet Tonic water. If your water is making you fat, then get Diet Tonic water. If you're tired of water tasting like water and all those calories that come along with water, get Diet Tonic water from Food Lion. They're our official sponsor. That's all I got. It's also good if I COVID. It's got quinine in it. So that's why I drink it. Against the old COVID. I'm struggling a little bit today.
Well, thank you for soldiering on with us, of course. We're going to have to put a hashtag Food Lion in the description now.
For those
sponsored, not sponsored. Right, exactly. Yeah. For those of you who know, if you're from the Midwest, you might have absolutely no idea what we're talking about. But here we go. Diet Tonic water. Okay, well, gotta ship ourselves a case over there. And yeah, as he said, Judahbuddha is a producer of the channel, so this also doubles as like a progress report for us. So if we seem like a little bit nervous, that's why.
Whatever. I felt nervous coming on. You guys were like, I was waiting in the green room. I was like, man, this is weird, but you've always been a better. I always like it better when you're hosting. So I'm glad to come on, and I'm glad to come on anytime you guys need to change the pace a little bit. Have a little crazy beardo guy. By the way, I got my what's his name? Who's that? Who's the guy? There you go. My Judas.
Do it.
The quarterback with the Fu Manchu. His name is.
Oh shoot. What team?
Well, he was like a starting player for the Jaguars, and then the starting quarterback. And
Jalen Ramsey. Gardner Minshew. Gardner
Minshew. Thank you. Sorry. So I wanted to wear my Gardner Minshew today.
Nice.
Just for you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Minshew
you.
Mania. Oh yeah, love it. Well, as is tradition on the channel, Judahbuddha, for those of us who don't know, he is the host of the Roto Hackers Fantasy Football Podcast, which goes on every NFL season, and also some other podcasts too. You do some other stuff every now and then too.
Yeah, but it's pretty much all done for now. Maybe we'll start stuff out next time. But I'm one of 3 hosts, and one of which being you.
True, it rotates out. Yeah, it rotates. Yeah, and also as is tradition, you got.
We've also had Kevin on. So.
Yes, absolutely. We got a little cameo last year, so we got to get you in a bigger role next year.
Oh yeah.
But as is tradition, we always have special guests tell everybody who their favorite teams are and favorite sports, a favorite player, something like that. So I already know what this is, and I'm dreading it. But for those of the people who don't know, well, what's your little sports rundown for us, Judahbuddha?
Go Pack Go, Packers all the way, Aaron Rodgers. Look, I'm going to follow Aaron Rodgers wherever he goes, and that'll be my second favorite team, or maybe close, like 1A and 1B favorite team. I love Aaron Rodgers. That's why I got into the football sport. Well, I got in because of fantasy football, but I soon fell in love with Aaron Rodgers and his bravado and confidence and just general likability. I know a lot of people hate him, like you, AJ, but it's because he owns your team, and that's kind of weird. I get it.
You mean how like the 49ers own Aaron Rodgers?
No. Yeah, a little bit like that.
There we go. Well, it's good to have you on the channel as usual, Judahbuddha. Can't wait to see you wearing a Aaron Rodgers Broncos jersey come September. Well, Kay, do you think that's good with the introductions? You think we're good?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Well, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the first ever official Allied Rivals NFL Honors 2022. We've got 8 awards for you guys. 7 of them are typical NFL awards, and then one of them is just our personal one, just a person we liked. So, Cade, how about you start us off? We don't know who each other is choosing for the most part. For the most part, we're in the dark about who each other has chosen for their awards. So, Cade, let's start with you. Let's go Coach of the Year and Comeback Player of the Year. Let's start it with you, Cade.
All right, well, let's start off with Coach of the Year. I'm going with Mike Vrabel. I mean, he led the Titans to a 12-5 record, even without Derrick Henry for a majority of the season. He completely turned around the 2020 Titans defense, and they were spectacular for the most part this season. So he really changed this team around. And I think once Derrick Henry got injured, everyone was saying, this team's done, it's over. No, I think Mike Vrabel found a really good way to distribute things on offense, not putting everything on Ryan Tannehill because he can't handle it all. But I mean, you had running backs is it Devonta Freeman or Foreman?
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, Deonta Foreman.
And doing jet sweeps, and he was really good at changing it up on the offensive side, as well as having a solid defense. Comeback Player of the Year, Dak Prescott. It's got to be. Who else? He came back from a broken ankle, couple surgeries. I mean, we all saw it. We weren't sure if he was ever going to be able to play again. It was bad, and he went through a ton of recovery process and had one of his best seasons, if not his best season ever. So, and led their team 12-5.
Yeah. True. Good points. Judahbuddha, how about you? Coach of the Year, Comeback Player.
Coach of the Year for me, I don't know, you guys probably won't agree, but there was just something. Let me find it. Coach of the Year, John William Harbaugh.
Wow.
And, kind of out of left field, but there was just a moment that was caught on tape a couple times actually, where he showed what a connection he has with his players. A couple times when not only did he do this with Jackson, but who's the guy who came in for Jackson at the end there?
Tyler Huntley.
Huntley, yeah. Yes, the non-Packers Huntley. When he came in too, he had this kind of connection with both his both of those guys. But I think in general with his whole team, where he just really said, "Look, it's up to you. What do you think? Should we do this? Should we go for, on fourth down, should we go for the that 1 yard, or the extra point in one case?" And it wasn't in this like I don't know what to do way, but it was like I want to give you the reins here, and I want you to take over. And compared to all the other similar caliber teams, I would say he was working with some of the least. He has he has less weapons than all the other coaches, and then I would say Odell Beckham Jr. would be my comeback player of the year.
That's a good pick.
Came from the dead. People saying, nobody exemplifies the rumors of his death were greatly exaggerated like OBJ. People talking about he's toxic and tearing down teams, and well, he just needed a little bit better of a coach and teammates, right? Okay.
Yeah. True. I like that Odell pick. That's it makes sense. I totally I think fulfills your character arc for sure. But yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Gotta stick with ODB.
Yeah. Let's look at the comment section and see what they're thinking. We got Nicholas Sawyer in the chat. What's up? Good to see you, Nick. Says Chiefs Tyreek Hill's his favorite ball player. Sean McVay is coach of the year. The argument there being they won the division, the toughest division in football to go out and win, overtook the Cardinals at the end of the season. Von Miller, Odell Beckham Jr., pretty good choice there. Brett D says Packers fan. Says Zach Taylor wins for bringing the Bengals, clutching out that big division at the end of the season, moving past Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Another good choice over there. Keisha Heffron saying Andy Reid, coach of the year, taking that atrocious first half of the year defense and fixing it in time for the playoffs. And granted, things may not have worked out. Or was it the
defensive coordinator?
It's a good question. And Ice Cream Queen on the other side says Matt LaFleur is coach of the year, taking the Packers to back-to-back number 1 seeds. All really good choices in there. Keisha Heffron also throwing in comeback player of the year is Joe Burrow.
That's a good one.
Almost my choice. This close. I was going to choose Joe Burrow. Only had 13 touchdowns his first season. Only played 10 games. But Dak only played 5. And as much as his fantasy stats through the end of the year may appear to me like he didn't do well, he really did have a great season. That's why he's my comeback player of the year as well, for just how well he played once he started getting into a groove in the second half of the year. He didn't look great in terms of fantasy numbers. He had a couple of bad games, and Joe Burrow is this close to being my pick. But I'm going Dak, and I'm also going Coach Vrabel. Look, everybody thought you nailed it. Everybody thought the Titans were absolutely dead. And granted, they had the easiest division of football to win, but we say that, and the Colts missed the playoffs by losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, I mean, take that as you will.
You guys, Dak is terrible. Mm-hmm. Stop it.
Oh, hot take. Oh, that's a hot take. Let me see.
Okay.
Can we get the little? Oh, here we.
Hot take. That's way too hot.
Judahbuddha.
You guys need one for Allen Rivals. Look, the guy. Okay, he's not terrible. He is just incredibly mediocre as a quarterback. He's surrounded by amazing players. Look what he didn't do with way more than anybody else. Top tier running back, top tier offensive line, like 4 top tier wide receivers and a top tier tight end. I mean, this guy had it all, and he could barely make it through the season. I think, guys, sorry, but this guy is completely mediocre.
Wow. Cademan, you looked, as soon as he said that, you kind of made a face. You want to respond to that?
I would disagree. I think he doesn't have an elite running back anymore. I don't think Zeke is up there anymore.
He just doesn't have that.
See, he just doesn't have the explosiveness or any, like, even the visibility it seems like he used to have to find the holes. Now it seems like he's getting clogged up after 2 yards every run. Look, he has great receivers: CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, tight end Dalton Schultz. He has weapons, of course, but he just came off of. We're putting him as comeback player of the year because he just came off of a big time ankle injury, and I don't know. Does that suffice? Like, no one else is coming off of this, and he's still looking like one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Best? Okay,
one of the better ones. One of the better ones for sure. Throwing 4,500 yards, like 36 or 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Yeah. That's a pretty good ratio. And he can't rely on Zeke to run the ball anymore. I mean, Mike McCarthy actually doesn't like to run the ball anyway. Yeah. But since Zeke isn't a good running back anymore, then he did fine.
See, I wouldn't call him one of the best quarterbacks. Like, when I think best quarterbacks this year, I think Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, that's my upper echelon of quarterbacks for sure. He's top 10 to me. He's not best. And even with the argument for Zeke not being elite, the combo of Zeke and Pollard was elite this year. The Cowboys had one of the best ground games, including the fact their offensive line is top 5 in the NFL. So to Judah's point, their offensive
it wasn't great most of the
That's
season.
True. That is true. I'll give you, especially in pass protection. Pass protection they suffered. Run blocking they did pretty well. But to Judah's point, the weapons is not the problem with Dak. There's something that they just have a problem with that they just can't get over the hump when it comes, especially around playoff time. I don't know what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, the comment section's absolutely popping off. This has turned into honors/debate in the comment section. Lightning Bowers asking, Judahbuddha, is that Pac-Man in the background?
Yeah, it is.
Loves it. I love it too. That's awesome. Brett D, another comment. Josh Allen over Dak, Stafford, Lamar, and Tannehill. The only one I would argue is Stafford. Dak, Lamar, and Tannehill, yes. This year, absolutely for sure. Yeah. Nick Sawyer, count Lamar Jackson as comeback player. He got injured halfway through the season. He kind of hard carried that team when the season started for sure. But for me, he just didn't stay healthy long enough to win comeback player of the year. A lot of Ezekiel Elliott hate in the comments. Ice Cream Queen, Brett D, Lightning Bauer, Keisha Heffron, though, on Judahbuddha's side, agreeing that Dak's overrated here. Interesting. Nick Sawyer asking Tom Brady is trash and a cheater.
Whatever. We'll talk about his career in another video, bro.
This year? With Godwin and everybody getting injured, he hard carried at the end of the season. Anyway, moving on.
I never thought we'd talk so much about our comeback and coach, especially comeback.
I know, right? We just started.
We're already 20 minutes in.
Yes, sir. Well, let's do our dual rookie of the years next. Judahbuddha, how about you start us with this one? Offensive and defense rookie of the year. Who you got?
Okay, offensive rookie of the year. Oh, I didn't do this right. But anyway, okay. So offensive, is this right? Offensive rookie of the year, Najee Harris. I know most people go with Chase, and I love Chase, but the truth is when it comes to picking these, I like to pick guys who overcame. And not that Chase didn't, but Najee overcame in the sense that he had a lot. I like guys that have a lot less to work with and get success anyways. And Najee was super successful. I would say maybe even the MVP of their team this year.
Agreed.
Kept them alive in so many situations. And their offensive line was terrible. Everything else was terrible. And yet he still was able to produce. I almost went with Chase, but Chase is so boring. I mean, I love Chase, but I mean, it's just kind of obvious, and he has a great quarterback throwing him, awesome balls, and he's in the, Super Bowl. So, he was great. But Najee, to me, really, he had the wow factor for me.
Defensive rookie, who you got for that one?
Well, everybody knows Micah Parsons, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any other defensive rookies, so.
Yeah, I know Broncos fans are screaming Patrick Surtain's name in my ear, but yeah, Micah Parsons plays
Micah
like
Parsons.
6 different positions.
He didn't play like a rookie.
He's a freak of nature.
You called it too. Beginning of the year, I asked you.
I did?
What one of these rookies? Yeah, I asked you what one of these rookies. And I forget. You said somebody had left the Cowboys, and you said
Sean Lee.
Really just Sean, yeah. And you said he's really going to fit right in there, and he's a perfect pick if the Cowboys go, and they did. And you said, yeah, he's going to be great, and he was. I mean, he was above all expectations, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. Sure, I'll take that. Did not remember I predicted that, but okay. Yeah, for me, offensive rookie of the year is Ja'Marr Chase, partially because he got so much hate, especially in preseason, for dropping like 4 balls in his first NFL games, and everybody kind of overreacted. And he looked like you guys remember Tyreek Hill's first season when he blew by everybody, and everybody is like, "Oh my goodness, this guy is all-world talent." This is Tyreek Hill part 2. Ja'Marr Chase is the exact same thing. I can't name a single cornerback who could catch up with his speed. You had to double him, and then that let Higgins open instead. He's been absolutely, absolutely incredible. Cade, you got anything different for us? What do you got for offensive and defensive rookie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Micah Parsons obviously for defense, but for offensive rookie, it's got to be Ja'Marr Chase. And the biggest reason that that I'm picking him over Najee is the amount of times they got in the end zone. Najee only got in 7 times on the ground, while I think Ja'Marr had like 13 or 14 regular season touchdowns. So just the dominance in the end zone led me. I think they were pretty even as far as like open field playing, but not for sure Ja'Marr in the end zone.
Yeah, I think it's a good argument. Comment section is pretty much for the most part saying Ja'Marr Chase and Micah Parsons, and I feel like we kind of know that's who's gonna get chosen. One thing over here, Brett D saying Harris is good for his usage, but he's decent. Dude, that Steelers O-line was so bad this year. Good for his usage. He has the second most carries in the NFL this year. Their line was terrible. The Steelers tried to kill him. They ran him into the ground. To Judahbuddha's point, he was such a rock on that team that year. Without him, they are suffering to move the ball down the field at all. Najee was the driving force, especially when you looked at other running backs. Benny Snell, I ain't going to argue is like top 10 or nothing, but he's a serviceable backup, and we all watched him struggle in all his games that he carried him. Just saying. Sorry, go ahead, Judahbuddha.
No, I was just going to say, can you imagine if he was on the Falcons, if the Falcons had taken him? And remember, I wanted the Falcons to take him. I wanted the Falcons to take him. I feel like they would have been such a better team if they had taken him 4th overall. I'm just not a Pitts fan. I think he ended up being a big, like, whatever. He was all right. But Najee Harris probably would be rookie of the year right now if they had taken him.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Well, we're getting to the final 4, and these are the big ones. We all know this. Defensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year. Either of you guys want to go first? There's a lot of options. Micah Parsons has a chance to actually win defense. Has a chance. I'm just saying. Has a chance to win rookie and official DPOY.
Yeah, I almost did. Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead.
I figured everybody would say Aaron Donald, so I went with Darius Leonard. I was a big fan of Hard Knocks, and I'm actually a big Colts fan too. I love the Colts, and so I watched a lot of Colts games, and Darius Leonard was just surprisingly good every game, gave it his all, even when he was injured, was pulling down interceptions and disrupting the opposing offense. He was a terror, and without him, I don't think the Colts would even come close to the success that they got. And so my defensive player of the year is Darius Leonard. I think he's amazing, and this year in particular, I didn't really think he was that great until I watched him this year, and just phenomenal. I don't know if is he a DB? I put DB.
Linebacker. Close.
I don't do defense. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, you're good. You're good. Unconventional, but I like it. Cayman, what do you got for us?
Look, I think I'm sticking with what a lot of people are going to say. TJ Watt. I mean, he had not necessarily the most tackles in the world, but he had 22 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
5 forced fumbles. I think he tipped 7 passes. He's just a freak of nature. I mean, and his defensive line wasn't even what it was in years past. So like he was like the star of the show this time, and no one can stop him. You double team him, and you put a running back on him. No one's gonna stop him. He's crazy. Did he set the record for sacks? I know he was close at least.
I think he did.
Did he? I didn't think he did. Let me see. Oh, wait, tied it. I was like, I didn't think he broke it. Tied Michael Strahan's record. Yeah.
Because I saw his brother was celebrating
the sacks, bro. If you tie the sacks and 5 forced fumbles, I feel like you should be the defensive player.
Sure.
Yeah. For me, it was tough. It was between Parsons and TJ for me. Parsons because he plays so many roles on that defense for them, defensive end, outside linebacker, Mike linebacker. But for me, I think it had to be it's TJ. The Steelers defense was oft injured this year, both in the secondary and in the front seven. And I'm totally looking at Brett D sack record in less games for Michael Strahan. Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big point for this, like at least 1 or 2 years of how many yards and touchdowns people are getting in more games than everybody else had got. Everybody's thinking per game statistics is going to be the new judge on how we're going to judge players against each other. It's really confusion. It's really confusion. It's really confusing to be able to tell with a lot of super minor differences. But TJ Watt was an absolute force, always in the backfield. I believe he led the league in quarterback hits as well. On top of that, really, he's become such a leader on that Steelers defense, and he's been up for DPOY like 3 times. So part of me kind of wants to give it to him this year, but I definitely think he earned it.
Give it to him.
Nick Sawyer saying Aaron Donald for his defensive player of the year. He's always going to be up here. I think not this year too, but he's always going to be up here. He's always going to be up here. Absolutely. For sure. Porter Drinks in the comment section. Join in the conversation as well. Says, let's go. Good to see you with us, Porter. Glad to have you. We've had a great comment section tonight. Let's go ahead and move on to offensive play. And guys, this is where I believe it's going to get interesting.
Really?
I think these next three, I think these are going to be interesting. So,
I already know who it is.
So I'll go first for offensive player of the year. I'll go first. I haven't gone first yet. For me, it's JT. Yeah. For me, it's JT. He hard carried the Colts this year. Hard carry. Have we watched the Colts when they tried to throw it most of the time? For some reason, they decided to throw it against Jacksonville. 1,800 yards. I think he absolutely played. He played phenomenal this year. Jonathan Taylor was great. And a lot of it is sure going to be numbers. He had most carries. He had most yards. He had an insane amount of touchdowns and everything, and killed everybody's fantasy season when they got to the end. But also, I see. Coming from the experience of somebody who had Taylor and was tailored against in fantasy, but he carried that Colts offense. Their wide receivers couldn't stay healthy. T.Y. couldn't stay on the field. Wentz declined near the end of the season. And Jonathan Taylor took over that role of powerhouse that Derrick Henry left as a vacuum when he got injured this year. And I would put Derrick Henry I think that if we're arguing who had the better season, Henry or Taylor, yes, it's obviously Taylor. And a lot of it was in the second half of the season. He didn't start out super hot. But for me, it's Jonathan Taylor. It's a tough one, but there we go. What do you guys think? Who's your offensive player of the year?
Give me Jonathan Taylor.
Give me Cooper Kupp. Come on.
Okay.
He almost hit 2,000 receiving yards, which is crazy. I mean, I know he had the extra game and everything, but that's still crazy. 16 receiving touchdowns. And, I mean, the Rams had some good receivers for sure, but there were injuries and everything, and he was just the one solid man that Stafford could go to every time. I think he averaged he was 14 yards reception. Mm-hmm. His yards after carry is great. I mean, you can't cover him in midfield. He might not. I think we've talked about this before, AJ. He doesn't have the best hands. Yep. He doesn't have the best routes.
Yep.
He's not the fastest guy in the league, but he's up there and elite in all of those, which makes him so difficult to cover. AJ, you frustrate me because now that you picked JT for Offensive Player of the Year, I know who you're picking for MVP.
Oh, maybe.
So
we'll see.
Take it away, Judah.
Offensive Player of the Year. Who you got?
Yeah, mine's the same. Mine is Cooper Kupp. Like you, okay. I just feel like now. Look, it wasn't. You had to consider JT. You had to consider him. Obviously, he's a monster. But I mean, I always go for the guys that I don't know, just have something special about them. And JT just didn't strike me as anybody special. I mean, he's
whoa,
great.
whoa,
he's great, but like he had nothing. There was
a lot of
talk to me next year when defenses are ready for him and expecting him. And,
got a lot of hot takes of Judah tonight.
Kind of like the end of this season, when the defenses could shut him down and know he was coming. He is a fast player. He's a horse. He has good vision. But he just, to me, doesn't have a lot of lateral. Oh, yeah. Anyways, this is getting into JT. I like Cooper Kupp. I love Cooper Kupp because of his amazing NFL IQ. He's out there. He knows what play is going on. He's out there blocking all the time, as well as catching. He knows exactly where everybody is on the field at all times. This makes him just spectacular to watch. You talk about somebody who's fun to watch. He is always open. Now it helps that he has an elite coach and a mediocre quarterback. But I'm sorry, that's a dig at Matthew Stafford. But and Matthew Stafford and him obviously were able to create a bond. That he didn't have to have good hands. The ball was hitting him in the chest, and it's because he knew where to go, and he was always right there, right in the hole, like that in that last game when one of the best defenses in the league is trying to stop Cooper Kupp. Who gets the ball in the open? Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yep.
Well said.
Well, guys,
said.
We got comment section is kind of going crazy over here.
Yeah. Let me scroll back up to where we were.
It's kind of crazy. But Lightning Batter's confused. Why is everyone talking about Kamala?
Oh my goodness.
Well, no. Kamara.
There we go. Autocorrect. It was.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
If you don't know already, Kamara is charged with battery. I think the big reason is because there was no physicality in the Pro Bowl, so he just happened.
Wow. Ouch. It was a great decision to put the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas, Sin City of alcohol and gambling, instead of just keeping it in Orlando, or better yet, Hawaii, which was always fun. Why did we move it?
I don't know. But let's move on.
No, but really, the meme I've seen everywhere is get rid of the Pro Bowl. It's stupid. You can't do half measures with football, and nobody's going to go full measure in these games. Instead, put the last two teams, the ones who finished the last two, pit them against each other for the first round pick.
That would be the funniest option. That is the funniest option.
That's the most intelligent one. Come on.
You have like half the players like actually trying because they still want to win the game, and then the other half are like, bro, we need a quarterback. We need no lineman this year. Just like tanking for the first pick. It just sounds so chaotic.
Whoever wins gets the first pick.
Oh, whoever wins. Oh, okay. That'd be hilarious.
Gets the first pick.
That'd be hilarious. I'm not even gonna lie.
Wow.
Not even gonna lie.
All right.
Well, the comment section is mostly said Jonathan Taylor. There's been some dissent, but we're gonna move on. One for Aaron Rodgers, I see out there. Porter Drink says Tom Brady, give it to him, send him out on a high note. But let's move on to, before we get to the MVP, This is just our personal one. We're just calling this the Allied Rivals Award because we don't have a different name for it. You know what? In honor, Cademan, should we call it the Judahbuddha Award?
No.
Should we call it the Judahbuddha Award?
Let's call it. No, we have to, actually. We're contractually obligated to call it the Diet Tonic Water Award. Sorry,
okay,
guys. I called you guys out. We get $1 million, but we have to call it that.
Okay, the Diet Tonic Water, the Judahbuddha Award presented by Food Lion Diet Tonic Water. This is just the award of one player that we liked watching this year. This has nothing to do with awards. It could just be a game. It could just be a couple of weeks. It could be someone who saved your fantasy team. But this is just a personal one. So let us know in the comment section who's just one player you loved watching this year in sports. So Judah, as the inaugural, as we're naming this award after you in Diet Tonic Water, who is your player that you just loved watching this year?
Oh, you're not gonna like this, I know, because you don't really like this guy. I don't
what?
Think...
Oh, what player do I not like? Come on.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I don't know if I didn't put him on here because I didn't know what that meant. So, what's Singletary's first name for the
Devin?
Devin Singletary.
Okay.
Devin Singletary's always been one of my favorite too. Let's see, where'd he go? Devin Singletary. I didn't.
There it is.
Right up. So for the who's he play for? The Bills, Buffalo Bills. Devin Singletary. He was kind of a comeback player of the year for me too. I was just thinking about him. I love watching the guy. He just fights for every yard. He has wiggle that people just underrate, and is able to just juke people with this small frame. Mm-hmm. And he usually gets crushed because of his small frame. But if he didn't have a huge monster of a quarterback, he would be who runs most of the short yardage in. He would be more of a star, I believe. He has great football IQ and vision. I just love watching him as a running back, and I just think he's totally underrated.
All right, good point. The comment section is in love with Jets hero Mike White.
Who?
Turned into Superman for a day. The Jets quarterback that threw like 4 touchdowns
on Thursday Night Football.
And then everybody bet on the Jets, and then Mike White got injured. But Mike White is Porter Drink's Diet Tonic Award. Lightning Bauer, Devondre Campbell, Nick Sawyer giving his trio of Hill, Mahomes, and Kelsey, the 3 players he loved watching this year. We'll get to the rest of them in a minute. But Cade, how about you, man? Who's your Diet Tonic Water Award?
He's already a star. Deebo Samuel. I just don't understand how he can line up in so many places, do so many different things, and still not be covered.
Yeah.
He might be throwing the ball. He might be running the ball out of a split pair. He might be the only back in the field. He might be blocking. He might be lined up on the line as a tight end or a wide out slot. Mm-hmm. He does it all, and no one can cover him because you don't know what he's going to do next. It's like some receivers that are great, you know their options. Like they have limited options. Not every receiver is a great running back. This one, you don't know what's going to happen because Deebo Samuel can do everything on offense.
Mm-hmm. True. Great choice. Great choice.
Imagine if you had the IQ of Cooper Kupp, man, the NFL IQ of Cooper Kupp.
He might. The 49ers just have a short yard game. That's their problem. They just don't have a deep ball.
No, that's true. They are actually comparable in their. Yeah, you're right. They are kind of similar, except that he relies so much on gadget plays, and I kind of like that. To your point, Cayman, I like the fact that he's everywhere on the field. Cooper Kupp is not.
Oh yeah, true. Rest of the comment section: Brett D's Diet Tonic Water Award, Travis Fulgham, Keisha Heffron says Lamar for me. Interesting. Wasn't around long, but did incredible while he was there.
He's always wonderful to watch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Porter Drinks, big boy Trent Williams at, I think, 38 years old, had quite an amazing season as well. Ice Cream Queen says Aaron Rodgers, but also Matthew Stafford, because he completely revolutionized the Rams and went to the Super Bowl. Good choice. And speaking of Stafford, I know who you guys are thinking I'm probably going to choose, Mr. 40-plus touchdown, 4,000-plus yards, my Georgia
Cooper
boy.
Kupp.
For the Diet Tonic Water Award? Look,
the
Judahbuddha Diet Tonic Water Award for me goes to Elijah Mitchell. And I don't think either of you guys would have seen that coming. But look, this is a guy that got 27 carries a game near the end of the year. He was banged up, would come back for 2 more games, hurt his knee again, mess up his ankle, have to go out, come back in. And the 49ers running back room was just this consistent cycle of injuries with Mostert done for the year, Mitchell having a hard time staying healthy. And then, of course, Deebo Samuel having to come in because Jeff Wilson Jr. had a little bit of a rough time. But especially when you look at the stats to Eli Mitchell and Jeff Wilson, no dissing on Jeff Wilson. He's a solid player. But Eli Mitchell has such a great year. For a rookie, a 5th-round rookie out of the University of Louisiana. Raise your hand here if you knew who Eli Mitchell was before he got 27 carries. I'll wait. Eli Mitchell. Seriously, Kate, you knew that before week 1?
You knew him before week 1?
No.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. There's my Diet Tonic Award, Eli Mitchell. I just love the guy. 5th-round pick, shows up, makes his first playoffs, and is a huge reason why. So
I hate him, though. He killed my sermon, all my sermon shares.
That's true.
Sermon. I loved him. And Mitchell came in and he really outplayed. I mean, I don't know what happened to Sermon, but Mitchell just was
rough start.
Workhorse.
Yeah, true. Well,
Cademan,
ladies and gentlemen.
What about Cademan? Did you like Mitchell?
I like Mitchell. He's good.
You liked him early on, didn't you? Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an incredible 40 minutes. Thank everybody. Comment section is absolutely popping off tonight. It's been great. But it's time to get down to the final one. Arguments will be made. Screams may be heard. People in the chat will probably be yelling at each other. Judahbuddha is already trying to choke Cademan through the screen, even though I'm pretty sure they'll both have the same winner.
Yeah.
But I think so.
Lightning Bauer with the suggestion, the Diet Tonic Water Award should become a weekly award next year. It's up for debate. We'll keep it up here. But gentlemen, it's time for the most valuable player, according to us. As a reminder, this isn't our prediction of how the NFL line is going to go. This is our award here. Who are we giving it to? Any of you guys want to start, particularly?
How about you start, AJ?
Me? You want me to start?
Say something.
Okay.
You're gonna say something weird. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait.
I have a feeling I know what both of you guys are gonna say. Hint, hint.
I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
Giant background, but Ice Cream Queen, Aaron Rodgers, MVP. Porter Drinks, Mike White, no question. Lightning Bauer, also Aaron Rodgers. And guys, look. I'm looking at all of the awards. I'm looking at all of the advertisements and everything. And who's up there? It's Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Like, those are the guys who are currently projected, like in terms of Vegas odds, advertisements and everything. And I am not going to take anything away from Aaron Rodgers' season this year. Coming back off of his two game-ish suspension thing, I don't know, whatever we're calling it, 37 touchdowns, eerily accurate, 4 interceptions. He played it like Aaron Rodgers did. Absolutely incredible season. Tom Brady, again, losing Godwin, losing who was the other guy that got injured? For crying out loud, I can't think about it right now. I can't think of it.
Well, I mean, Gronk got injured.
Gronk was banged up, sure. But injuries on his offense, especially near the end of the year, still finished with a league-leading 43 touchdowns. 5,300 yards, too. That is insane. The dude's 45 years old, and he's throwing for over 5,000 yards. But look, my MVP is Cooper Kupp. And
I knew it. I posted it in the comments before you even said it.
I saw it. Cayman leaked it to the comment section. Thank you. Keisha Heffron agrees with me that it's Cooper Kupp. Nick Sawyer says Tyreek Hill. But listen here. I know the comment section is going to disagree with me. That's fine. But Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady had incredible seasons, both of them. Tom Brady had stats for years. Aaron Rodgers had the accuracy and took that team to the 1 seed. Single-handedly, basically. We saw what they looked like with Jordan Love at the helm against the Kansas City Chiefs. But look, both of them had great seasons, but in my opinion, Cooper Kupp had the greatest season as a wide receiver in NFL history. He is one of only 4 players ever to get the triple crown of most receptions, most yards, and most touchdowns. You know who else is on the list? Jerry Rice is on that list. You know who else is on that list? Sterling Sharp is on that list. Steve Largent is on that. Not Steve Largent, sorry. Steve Smith Sr. is on that list. These are NFL legends right here. And sure, you want to take away his 142-yard game and 2 touchdowns, like his 18 weeks don't count. Sure, whatever. Cooper Kupp was the biggest part of that Rams offense this year. Stafford played incredibly well. I've sung his praises all season. And then on top of that, the run game was a little bit inconsistent, but they rotated him out over and over again. Lightning Bauer says, when's the last time a wide receiver won MVP? It hasn't happened. In the AP award, it hasn't happened in over 50 years. I think once. And I don't believe it's going to happen. I think Caven's totally right. He's not going to win. He's not even on any of the advertisements. I don't think he's going to win. But this is my personal award. Yeah. Yep. Cooper Kupp carried this offense for weeks. Did he have the most receiving yards in the NFL season? No. Did he have the most receptions in the NFL season? No. Did he have the most touchdowns in the NFL season? No. But just like Cooper Kupp, he's top 5 in everything. His stats historically are top 5 in everything. You want to aggregate everything out? Cooper Kupp just had the best year as a wide receiver in NFL history. And for me, that's why I give it to Cooper Kupp. Rodgers, Brady, Taylor, great seasons. But Kupp had the best one a wide receiver's ever had. And that is my reasoning for Cooper Kupp as the MVP. I know the comment section is probably going to disagree with me, but there you go. That's mine. Judahbuddha, you're up next. Who do you got for your MVP?
I was curious what came. Okay, well, I just want to respond to that and say.
Oh, sure.
I was just going to respond to that and say I see where you're coming from. Obviously, I love him. Yeah. I was talking about him earlier, and he's one of my favorite players. But here's the thing. In betting odds in Vegas, if you take Kupp off of the team, he's injured, gone. Do the betting odds crumble for the Rams? They probably lose a point or two, but nobody is betting against the Rams because they don't have Cooper Kupp on the team anymore, especially with OBJ. Now, before OBJ, well, they had Woods.
He got injured 3 weeks into the year.
Who?
Robert Woods.
Well, as soon as he got injured, they got OBJ.
No, they didn't get OBJ till like week 13, I think. It was a while, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'll look that up.
It was like only a week difference between what they basically went out and got OBJ because Woods got hurt.
I'll check. I can't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't third week in the. No. He OBJ Woods. Anyways, that's my only argument. Is like,
okay, it was a week. You're right. It was a week. Yeah.
I agree with you in terms of like he is super important to the team, but you take him out of the team and it doesn't make anybody bet against the Rams. Like even in your heart, I just want to know, AJ, in your heart, you take Cooper Kupp.
Sure.
He'd say that he gets injured.
Sure.
Do you think that drastically changes the projections of the game?
Now, I know where you're going with this analogy. So does it change it to the degree that if Rodgers or Brady was out? No, it doesn't change that much. But it doesn't change that much. But I do think it bumps it down at least a somewhat significant amount. The Cardinals triple teamed this man in the first week of the playoffs. I haven't seen that in years. But
that's a good point.
With that argument being said, who's your MVP, Judahbuddha?
Well, it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. And look, I didn't want to put Aaron Rodgers. I didn't want to. It was too cliche. It was too just rote. But I couldn't think of anybody else that if you take him off the team now, probably because I have such a man crush on him, but just think about it. Think about it. Is there anybody else? You take him off the team, and everybody says, "Well, Packers are done," or that team is done. I mean, I couldn't think of any other team. You take him off the team, his replacement comes in, and everybody said, "Well, their season's over." Maybe Brady, right?
Yeah, I'd probably say him too, but yeah.
But even Brady, it's like you got so many good wide receivers, and you've got Gronk still, and you've got a great defense,
and Fournette,
yeah,
and a good special teams.
Exactly. Anyways.
Yeah.
So that's my argument is like I couldn't think of any other team. I really couldn't where you take him off the team and it's like, well, forget about that team. Don't even watch those games. So.
Yeah. Fair point. Okay. Fair point. Cademan,
who'd you have?
Is the last one. As Tobias Visker says, "What's up, guys? We're giving out our NFL awards this season." And Cade is just about to finish us off with his MVP. It's been Cooper Kupp for me and Aaron Rodgers for Judahbuddha. And anyone who knows Cademan probably knows what he's going to say.
I don't know.
Cade, who's your MVP?
Okay, yeah.
Well, I don't have his bobblehead up here. He's the guy that succeeded this man. Aaron Rodgers. There's no other way. And I think, Judah, I think you put it really well. If you take anyone else off a team, it's not going to impact it as much as when you take Aaron Rodgers off the Packers. Yeah, Cooper Kupp had an amazing season, but yeah, wide receivers don't have the same value. Even Jerry Rice might not have the same value in one season that Aaron Rodgers might have. Wide receivers just can't win it anymore. And this is me. I know this isn't the NFL, but Aaron Rodgers is infinitely more not infinitely, but a good amount more valuable than Cooper Kupp, because how you can have some pretty bad receivers, but if you don't have a good quarterback, you're not even going to get the ball to the receivers. At least if you have a good quarterback, you have a chance at getting the ball to the receiver's hands.
That's true.
Now they might drop it, and that's
Stafford.
Whatever. But if you have a quarterback, at least there's a chance. If you don't have one, you don't have the option of throwing it.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers for MVP.
Well,
how much would it change the Bears if Aaron Rodgers was on the Bears this season?
It would
a lot. A lot.
I don't know, because the Bears ruin every quarterback they get.
Oh,
so
come
on.
It would be a lot. I think the offensive line would be a large question mark, though. That would be a problem. But before Nick Sawyer with his final hot take saying Aaron is okay. So before Cademan and Judahbuddha destroy the stream with pure anger, rage, and screaming, we are going to check out the NFL honors are on Thursday. The Super Bowl is Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. I think this is probably the best comment section we've ever had. Everybody in the comment section absolutely going crazy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, dropping your comments, dropping all of this discussion. It's been incredible. This was a great video. This is an hour well spent, I think, for the three of us. Is that a good thing to say? I think for sure.
I had a great time. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on, Judahbuddha. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
Don't forget, we're obligated.
We're legally obligated.
Legally obligated to mention if you don't like your water tasteless, get tonic water. And if you don't like your water to have calories, get diet water.
Well said. Well said. Well, Lightning Bauer finishes with Aaron Rodgers would make the Bears a playoff team. I agree. Don't forget, everybody, the Super Bowl is Sunday. I hope you have plans to see it with some people, possibly, maybe with your family, maybe with some friends. Enjoy it. Go check out our predictions, of course. Go check out Roto Hackers once we actually do another video talking about fantasy football. Judahbuddha, thank you so much for being on. We loved having you.
Thank you guys for having me. It was fun.
And we will see you guys in the next episode of the Allied Rivals podcast. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And as Nick Sawyer finishes off with, and I cannot say enough, go Rams come Sunday. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Adios.
Allied Rivals.
Go Bengals.